Hey there everyone, welcome to Live Interactive English. I'm Mike, and today's article is all about animation, but one particular style of animation. Now, you guys have all seen the Pixar films, of course, and before that we had the great Disney classics like Snow White and Cinderella, but even before that we had stop motion animation, which I'm not quite sure how, but my co-host here, Kim, is doing or becoming. I don't know what is going on here, so we're gonna have to come back in a second, talk about stop motion, and hopefully she will stop whatever this is because it's making me feel a little weird. I might turn into a CGI character. Who knows what's gonna happen? So come on back and join us for our article. Stop it, really. No, come on, it's too much.
You may have heard of a Japanese TV show called Pui Pui Mokar. The show features cute guinea pig cars getting into all sorts of crazy situations. In addition to the charming characters, people love the show's quirky style of animation, which is known as stop motion. And it's a technique with a long and interesting history.
And Kim, you know, with everyone staying home with coronavirus and quarantines and stuff like that, people have been spending a lot of time watching cool stuff on the internet.
That's right, they have, and a lot of viral videos have come out of this quarantine period.
Absolutely.
And one of them is Pui Pui Mokar.
Ooh,
have you heard of this show?
I have actually heard of this show. If you want to see some cool viral videos, then go to Japan, because they have so many of them, and this is one of the latest ones, and it is pretty cool, I have to say.
Japan is really known for that kind of thing,
yes.
And the Pui Pui is no exception.
Right.
Are they guinea pigs, or are they cars, or
right.
are they what came first?
That's right. Well, as you say, Japan is known for this kind of thing. It's also known for things that when you first hear about them, you go, what? And then you see them and you go, I love this. Now I get it.
That was exactly my reaction to this.
Pui Pui Mokar fits in that category. What? And then, this is amazing.
It's the best show on the internet.
I love it now.
And they're so short. They're only 1 minute long.
True.
They're super cute, and they're all in a certain type of motion, animation style that we're going to talk about today.
You're kind of doing it there.
I am.
That's pretty cool. All right, so what do you say we look at the article and find out more about Pui Pui Mokar and maybe even why it's called that?
Let's get into it.
Okay.
So, Pui Pui Mokar. You may have heard of a Japanese TV show called
Pui Pui Mokar.
Yeah. The show features cute guinea pigs getting into all sorts of crazy situations.
Absolutely. In addition to the charming characters, and they are, people love the show's quirky style of animation, which is known as stop motion. And it's a technique with a long and interesting history.
Yeah, that's right.
Definitely.
As we said, stop motion is really cool. It's a certain type of animation technique that's used a lot these days.
That's right. You don't have to draw or use computers. You can do it with a camera. Probably one of the oldest forms of animation because it's so simple.
In fact, it is. And it's also quite charming.
It is.
Charming means a pleasant, attractive, and cute in the same way that these cute little guinea pig cars are.
Yeah.
For example, we stayed in a charming hotel that had a great view of the ocean. This hotel is very pretty. It's very cute. Maybe it makes you think of a, relaxing fun time. So it's charming.
Did you Instagram it?
Absolutely.
You have to Instagram it
to.
if it's charming. Absolutely. And we also had this word technique. Now this is a noun. A technique is basically a way of doing something. If you take a lesson, especially for something that you might do with your hands, cooking, making things, playing a musical instrument, playing a sport, the coach, the teacher, the person who knows more and has experience will probably show you some good techniques. And here we have an example sentence for this noun, technique. Anna taught me a new technique for making pizza.
How many different ways can you make pizza?
In the microwave or by hand? I don't know any
Oven?
other. In the oven.
Okay.
I guess you could do it in the oven too. Yeah, but she taught me the one where you throw it up in the air.
Oh, and you like spin it.
Yeah, well,
Hey.
it's still on the roof of my kitchen, so it's not a good. It's a good technique, but I'm bad at it.
Maybe we'll scrape that off later.
We should do that for lunch. All right. Well, we're going to take a break now, and then we'll be back. Once we have our roof pizza, we'll be back with more Pui Pui Molcar, so stick around.
Hi guys, this is Winnie. 今天呢 Kim 跟 Mike 老师讲的是 Stop Motion 停格动画。那我们来看一下今天有哪些单字哦。Charming 形容词，它是迷人的、有魅力的意思。看一个例句 I think I just fell in love with her. She is so charming. Fell 呢它是一个过去式，是 fall 的过去式 as in fall in love with somebody. 爱上了某人，那这是一个很常见的片语嘛。Kim 刚刚说 This charming hotel has a great view of the ocean. 这个迷人的饭店有超棒的海景。Mike 就问他说 Oh, did you Instagram it? 那这边的 Instagram 作为动词使用，那美国人就比较常讲，就是直接讲 Instagram， 而我们台湾是讲 IG 一下。Technique 它是名词，是技巧、技法的意思。So editing a video takes being skilled in various editing techniques. 编辑一个影片呢，需要熟练的掌握各式各样编辑的技能。Kim 有讲到 You may have heard of a Japanese show Pui Pui Molcar. May have heard of 就是知道或是听说过，也是个常用的片语。那相反的呢，就是 something that's never been heard of， 就是完全都没有被听说过的。In addition to， 再加上什么什么什么。So he is a professor. In addition to being a YouTuber， 他不只呢是一个教授而已，他还是一个 YouTuber 哦。我们再来看一下下一段文章。
In a stop-motion film, the characters are represented by models, puppets, or toys. The animator arranges them in the desired position, takes a photograph, adjusts each object's position slightly, takes another photo, and repeats the process. When all these photos are arranged in sequence, the objects appear to be moving. The first use of this technique was in a short film called The Humpty Dumpty Circus in 1898.
All right, so we're learning about Pui Pui Molcar, right? Which is, of course, it is an internet video, but unlike a lot of other internet videos, this one is using stop motion animation. So let's learn more about stop motion and about what we'll see in these cool little Japanese videos. It says, in a stop motion film, the characters are represented by models, puppets, or toys. Yeah,
and in Pui Pui, they're made out of some kind of puffy sort of cotton ball material that makes them look really soft and fluffy.
Yeah, they look like little stuffed animals, like little dolls.
They do, definitely. Yeah. And you have Nightmare Before Christmas.
Right.
From the 1990s. That's one of the most popular stop-motion animations of all time.
That was a good one, yeah.
Was also clay, or I believe sort of plasticky.
Yeah,
sort
or
of
like
thing.
wire things or something. Basically, anything you can move a little bit at a time, you can turn into a stop-motion animation, right?
That's right, and all these represent the characters that they're supposed to be playing. To represent, to be a sign or symbol of something. So this little puffy cotton ball turns into a guinea pig. It represents the character of the Pui Pui Molcar. The skeleton turns into Jack Skellington and represents this character. And a lot of things can be represented by something else. For example, the 8-meter tall statue represents the country's first president. It's not really him. He's probably not 8 meters tall.
No,
but
or
the
made
statue
of steel.
represents him.
That's right. Yeah, we use these things to kind of take the place, and for people who understand, they see that. and they think of something else. When I think of countries, I always think of flags.
Yes.
Right? When you see a flag,
Yes.
it represents a country. It's not the country, but if you see that flag, you think of a certain country. All right, so what do they do when they actually go about making these films?
Now that is the question. So here is how to make a stop motion animation. Are you ready? Take
Okay.
notes.
I'm taking notes on the technique.
The animator arranges them in the desired position,
Right.
takes a photograph,
Okay.
adjusts each object's position slightly, takes another photo, and repeats the process. And this can be done a lot of times until you have something that is in motion.
Interesting, but that's a key word here. You're going to adjust the little characters a lot, because often with a film it might take 24 pictures to make even 1 second of the film. But each time you take a picture, you have to adjust it a little bit, and then when you show it all together, then it looks like it's moving. But to adjust, this verb, we can use it in all sorts of ways. But basically, it means to move or change something a little bit to make it work a little bit better. All right, Lucy adjusted her glasses and cleared her throat. Yeah, she maybe pushed them up on her nose a little bit or pulled them down so she could read, and then she cleared her throat. She is ready to make a speech. So we adjust it a little bit, we take the pictures, and then what do we do?
So when all these photos are arranged in sequence, the objects appear to be moving.
See?
The first use of this technique was in a short film called The Humpty Dumpty Circus in 1898.
I remember that movie. I saw that when I was a little kid. I'm very old.
I can tell.
Very, very old.
Wow.
No, I've never seen that. But look, that is going back more than 100 years. So this is like way before Walt Disney was drawing pictures and making Mickey Mouse. And that was back in what, the 1920s?
Yes.
Or something like that. So they were making stop motion animation long before pen and ink animation, the kind of cartoons we think of. Well, let's take a quick break. We'll adjust ourselves a little bit, and then we'll be back to talk more about Pui Pui
Mokar.
Thank you.
Kim 跟 Mike 有聊到 represent 展现、描绘或者象征。This little puffy cotton ball turns into a guinea pig and represents the character of Pui Pui Mokar。很多新的字有 puffy 蓬松的形容词。那再接下来是 guinea pig， 它是名词，是天竺鼠的意思。所以呢，这个蓬松的小棉球摇身一变成了天竺鼠，代表了 Pui Pui Mokar 的主要角色。那刚刚 Mike 还有说到，为了要制作出呢好的听歌动画 ，you're gonna have to adjust the characters a lot。你必须一直要不断的调整、调节每个角色 ，adjust。调整、调节，那很明显是动词。有一个例子给大家 ：If the chair is too high, you can adjust its height to suit you. 如果说你椅子太高的话呢，你可以把它调到适合你的高度。文章中还有一个句型是 When all these photos are arranged in sequence, the objects appear to be moving. 所以 in sequence 指的是按照顺序的、依序的。那 arrange something in sequence 表示说是把什么什么样的顺序摆放。例如说 the set of cards is numbered in sequence。那组卡片呢，按照顺序的编了号码。那么呢 appear 在此是作为连缀动词，表示说是看起来、显得怎么样，似乎。那之后可以接 to 加上动词，或是 to 加上形容词。So Vincent appears to leave his keys on the desk。那我们再回到文章。
In early Hollywood, film directors began to blend stop motion with live action to create, at the time, jaw-dropping special effects. For example, the 1925 fantasy film The Lost World featured scary stop-motion dinosaurs chasing real actors. Indeed, the brains behind those revolutionary techniques, the animator Willis O'Brien, would go on to create perhaps the world's most famous stop-motion monster, the giant gorilla in 1933's King Kong.
All right, so we're back here. We're learning about stop-motion animation, and we just found out it's older than I thought.
Yeah.
More than 100 years old is this animation technique.
Absolutely. I guess it started probably with those flip books that people used to have.
Yeah.
Right? You would just take pictures and arrange them and then watch them quickly or flip them past your eyes quickly. And then someone said, hey, we could do this with moving film. And then they made the first stop motion animation. And it was one of those things that caught on really quickly. After seeing Humpty Dumpty's circus, many other people said, I got an idea, I'm going to do it the same way, use the same technique. And then we read back in the article, in early Hollywood, film directors began to blend stop motion with live action to create, at the time, jaw-dropping special effects. Yes, this probably wouldn't compare with your average Marvel movie or, you know, the new Avatar film for special effects, but still, back then, when people were amazed to see anything kind of weird or unusual, they were pretty impressed. And also, it was pretty cool because these people were doing it for the first time.
Yeah.
The way they would blend this cool animation with just normal actors doing normal things in a film.
Right, and to blend, to combine two things in a way that improves both. In this case here, we have the stop motion animation.
Yep.
We have live action with real actors, and we combine them together in a way that makes something really cool and new.
Yeah.
Okay? So for example, the director's new film blends humor and action in a unique way. So it's an action comedy.
That's cool. So yeah, when you blend things, you take two things that can exist and are fine on their own, but you just put them together in kind of a surprising or unusual way to make something new and even better. For example, back to the article, the 1925 fantasy film The Lost World featured scary stop-motion dinosaurs chasing real actors. And yeah, they had little models of dinosaurs, and they would film that in one way and then put the actors on another piece of film, blend those together so it looked like these actors were being chased by the dinosaurs, but the dinosaurs, of course, were little models.
That's right, and as
So
we
cool.
see, indeed, the brains behind those revolutionary techniques, the animator Willis O'Brien,
Yes,
would
Willis.
go on to create perhaps the world's most famous stop-motion monster. Can you guess who it is? The giant gorilla in 1933's King Kong.
So if you've seen that black and white King Kong where the giant gorilla is on top of the big building there in New York City. Actually, if you watch the film, you can see where the fingerprints of the artists went when they were adjusting his arms.
That is very cool.
His fur is kind of moving, and that's actually the fingerprints of the people when they would adjust them and take each shot. But even for that time, it was definitely revolutionary, okay? When we say something is revolutionary, this adjective, it basically means it changed everything in a big way. Before that time and after that time, people talk about those times as being different because something revolutionary happened. I guess for us, the one we could think of most recently, the internet was revolutionary.
Yeah, that
and then
changed
maybe
everything.
even smartphones were revolutionary a few years after that, too. For example, the writer was praised for his revolutionary ideas. Ooh, they changed things, and things were never quite the same afterwards. All right, well, I don't know if you'd say Pui Pui Molcar is revolutionary.
I'm going to make you watch it and let's
Are
see
you?
if you change your
Do you
mind.
think it will change my whole life?
I think so.
The time before I watched it and the time after, and now I'm a different person?
I'm going to go try it on.
I'm looking forward to this. And I'm also looking forward to seeing you guys back here tomorrow for more, right? About Pui Pui Molcar.
That's right.
So
See
until
you
then, be well, take care of yourself and each other and all the cute little gerbils and
Guinea pigs.
Guinea pigs you find. But please do come back tomorrow for more Pui Pui Molcar. Until then, bye-bye. Should we stop motion?
Yep.
Stop motion.
好的，那刚刚 Kim 有说 we blend live action with real actors and turn them into something really cool. Blend 使混合，使融合，它是一个动词。Live 是形容词，指现实中的、实际的，所以 live action 就是真人实景拍摄。那把真人实景拍摄的画面呢，跟活人演员融合在一起，就把它变成了很酷的东西。At the time 只说在当时。So at the time the earthquake happened, I was asleep in bed. 那时候地震发生的当下，我完全属于熟睡状态。Revolutionary 革命性的，完全创新的。Mike 说 The internet was revolutionary. 网络呢，互联网呢是革命性的发明哦。那我们来看一个新的文法 ，go on to 加动词 ，go on 表示继续，在完成了某件事情之后，接着呢去做另外一件事。After finishing school, Mary went on to become a doctor. 那有 go on to 加原形动词，我们的比较呢是 go on， 那之后接 V-I-N-G 是指说继续做的之前在做的事情。So Jules sipped his tea and then went on talking about his trip to London. 这就是今天的重点整理。Let's go on to review what we learned today.
Hi everyone, I'm Steven.
And I'm Daisy.
And today we're going to play a game where we have 3 words each and we're going to try to use it in a conversation casually. Okay, let's get started. Hi Daisy, how are you doing?
I'm splendid. How are you, Steven?
I'm doing well. So I've been living in Taipei for about 11 years now, but sometimes I still find it very difficult to adjust to the life here.
Yeah, you're from America, right?
Yes.
Same, me too. America represent.
Yes. So have you done anything, I guess when
Have
you're
I done
in a
anything?
when you're in a new country, you're always going to try to do things that are very different and very innovative and revolutionary.
Yeah, I would say since coming to Taiwan, I definitely have tried to learn a lot of new things, go travel around the island, meet different types of people, and I've actually developed a special technique for finding restaurants I like, for example. Yeah.
There are a lot of great restaurants in Taipei, in Taiwan in general. But also, not just really good restaurants, there are a lot of really beautiful places to look at, like a lot of different buildings and landscapes. I find Taiwan to be very charming.
Totally charming. Yeah, Taiwan, it's a special place because there's so much nature and food and culture. You know, there's mountains, but there's also the beach and city life, and it's a slice of everything. It's a really special blend of many different elements.
You are correct.
See you next time!